Hey everyone, it's Michelle. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be my third skin update on using 0.3% adapalene brand name Differin. As usual in these videos, I'm going to be doing a recap, so I'm going to be talking about what I have been doing in terms of skin related stuff since my last skin update in August 2019. And I'm also going to touch upon the usual 3 points, which is my acne, my hyperpigmentation, and my old acne scarring. As always, please be sure to check out the previous videos, which I will leave up in the cards and in the description box down below. Starting with the recap, so since August 2019, my face looked pretty clear in that video, and I feel like it went a little bit downhill from there because I just got a little bit too confident in how clear my skin was looking, and because of that I started eating really shitty food and drinking more sugary drinks often. I thought, hey, my face looks fairly clear, these prescriptions seem to be doing a good job alongside my daily skincare routine, I think it's okay to indulge in the shitty foods a little bit. Boy was I wrong, that was not a good idea at all. So I still have my tube of Finish. I have like such a small amount left, but I haven't been using it because, as you know from the previous skin update, this is not prescribed to me. My brother picked it up for me from Mexico because they sell prescriptions like this over the counter there. I'm near the end of it. I don't know why I'm still holding on to it. I just don't want to get rid of it just yet. But I've also talked about in that video how I've been trying out the Paula's Choice 10% azelaic acid booster just to see if an over-the-counter product can do just as good of a job as a prescription-based product, even though it's a lower percentage. And this still has done a good job in terms of making my skin look bright, even helping fade any pigmentation that I might have. But when it came to active lesions like the ones that I had here, it was definitely not enough. And that brings me to my next recap point. I pretty much went on like a crazy hunt for an over-the-counter product that would just help clear the active lesions on my face. So from that, I went back to the Benzoyl 5 Acne Wash. This is a 5% benzoyl peroxide wash. I've mentioned this in my skincare favorites of 2019. This is a really, really good over-the-counter product if you have any active acne. The little bump I had here, it was so large and monstrous, and it wasn't until I started using this that it started to die very quickly. For my next recap point, I feel a little bit silly talking about this, but I am back on using Axone, which is my 5% Dapsone prescription gel. In my last skincare update, I talked about how within a few months of using this, it was good, but then I did get a few reactions to this product. My face got red, a little bit discolored, as well as dry. And also I scared myself out of using it because it is an antibiotic. The reason I feel a little bit silly right now is because if I truly had a problem with this, I should have just gone to my dermatologist and talked about other alternatives I can use of controlling active acne instead of just going on a crazy over-the-counter obsessive hunt to find this product once again. And although this one's really good, I really should stay up to date with my dermatologist of what does and what does not work for me. And who knows, maybe she would have prescribed me the Finacea if I told her about it. I started using this again after the holidays, and I haven't received any bad reaction from it whatsoever, and I found it cleared up my skin very quickly. It didn't take a couple of weeks to see any noticeable results. And to deter any redness or irritation that I might get from this product, I actually use it as the last step before moisturizer. So I would go in with the Hada Labo Perfect Gel as my like toner, essence, moisturizer type of thing, apply this on, and then go in with the Bioderma Atoderm Intensive Balm and SPF. And I found with that routine I've had no problems with using this prescription. That's it for the recap. Now we're moving on to the first point of discussion, which is my acne. As I mentioned in my recap, I have been drinking sugary drinks, eating shitty food. So because of that, I have been breaking out here or there in cystic spots more than usual. As you can see, I have some discoloration on this side, and I have a huge honker right here. This was like a crazy size before, but I managed to get it to cut down in the irritation a lot because of using these two products together actually, but I'll get into that in a second. Aside from the fact that I still break out like this, I find for the most part Differin has done a great job at controlling majority of my acne breakouts. When it came to the active acne lesions, however, I find that these two truly are the star performers. So with Axone, as I've mentioned before, this is supposed to help any active lesions as well as any whiteheads and blackheads. It's also supposed to help prevent as well, which is why I use it all over my face and not just in target areas. For this breakout right here, this was a very bad breakout, like disgustingly large and painful, and it happened for two reasons. The first one, I'm on my period right now. I always get some type of cyst around my period. And two, I was still eating fairly shitty food. I had a couple of sugary drinks because again, I was like, oh, it's okay, I could just have one. But really, I should just stop altogether. But this is the lesson learned. And from getting this, I tried not to go too crazy with like treating it and trying to dry it out. These 2 prescriptions I found were not enough. This one helped with the inflammation a bit, but it was really when I started using the benzoyl peroxide wash morning and night alongside the other actives in my routine that it really helped to lower the inflammation and the color. Like, this was really bright, big and red, and now it's really toned down, and I attribute that to incorporating this in the routine with these. I know in the Dr. Dre video she said not to use benzoyl peroxide with Axone because it could cause your face to turn yellow, but I found with using a wash form of benzoyl peroxide that I don't get that type of side effect at all. Moving on to pigmentation, still focusing on the chin area where I break out the most. That's where I get the most red marks. Again, continued use of Differin has really helped to speed up the healing process of these red marks. If you look in my previous skincare routine video, you'll notice I had a really dark pigment on this side of my face, and it was a lot more noticeable here and on my chin area. My face looked a lot more discolored, and just comparing that 2018 skincare routine to what my face looks like now, I would say that is a very great improvement. Alongside Differin, however, I do find azelaic acid is the next best active when it came to healing up any red marks I get from acne or any of the dark spots that start forming from overexposure to the sun. In my opinion, this has performed better than a vitamin C serum. With the vitamin C serum, I do get the brightening effect, the even tone effect, but when it came to pigmentation, it never really helped with that, whereas azelaic acid, it does help with those 3 things for me. And now onto the acne scarring. So there has been a study done with 0.3% adapalene that has helped with new and old acne scarring. So again, in previous skincare updates, I've mentioned that I would start at home microneedling again, seek professional help for my scars. But I actually decided to continue using only the topicals and seeing how much including 0.3% adapalene would do for my skin. Keep in mind, I was also using chemical exfoliators such as glycolic acid, which also really helps with scarring as well. Nonetheless, using this on a nightly basis definitely helps boost up that healing process. Last time what I did was a before and after, and I tried to do another after photo, but the problem is, one, I'm in a different place now than I was when I took that photo. 2, I have a very hard time remembering the exact lighting, the exact angle that I took those photos, and because of that, the photos look slightly different in every single instance that I took it. I figured instead of doing the before and after photo, I would just show you up close what my cheeks look like right now. By the way, this is a natural lighting right now. I'm not under any false lighting, and the only makeup I'm wearing are on my eyebrows and eyelids. As you saw from the up close cuts as well as just looking at this distance right now, my skin is by no means perfectly smooth. Frankly, I don't expect a topical alone, even a prescription topical, to help smooth over my face within a year. What I will say, however, is that looking at myself on a daily basis, I could definitely see a difference. I find not just in daylight, but under false lighting or any type of mood lighting, my scars are definitely not as bad as they used to be, and I'm not as self-conscious as how textured my face is. And obviously it's a plus that every time I see my family and friends, they always compliment on how much smoother my skin has got and also how much clearer it is. Overall, I think using Differin has been one of the best decisions I've ever made in terms of improving my skin's health. Alongside the other actives I've mentioned, I finally feel like my acne is fairly under control. My skin is not crazy discolored anymore. The fact that I'm able to go outside without foundation and not give a shit if I have something like this on my face is definitely a different kind of mental freedom for sure. With that said, I'm going to be continuing using Differin. It's working fairly well for me, and there seems to be more data coming up that it does help with photo aging as well and wrinkle prevention, so I'll continue using it for that purpose. In addition to the Differin, I'll be continuing my Axone gel as well. I am almost done this tube, and I'll probably pick up another tube of it. Now I finally completed my self-experiment of using Differin for over a year. I am finally going to start using a at-home microneedler again. I currently have the Banisher 2.0. I actually did a sponsored blog post on that. If you want to check it out, I'll leave the link down below as well. But pretty much I like the stamp version a lot better than the roller. I'll probably film a video using that product as well if any of you are curious on how to use a dermastamp in general, and we'll also keep note of it for my next skin update. Alright, and that is it for this video. I really do hope you found it helpful and informative. If you did, please be sure to give it a like, subscribe to my channel down below for future videos, leave a comment if you have any questions, and I'll see you all soon. Ciao!